So this is the house I lived in with my mom, my dad, my sister, and brother before my parents split apart. My mom and dad lived in that front room right there, and then there's a room behind it. And that was the room for me, my brother, and my sister, and we had bunk beds. But this house, it definitely represents, like, the great times that we had together and being a family. I just remember those early mornings when my dad was running off to work to be able to provide for the family and run the shop and being able to buy me and my brother and sister anything that we needed at the time. Like, we always had big Christmases, but in a sense of happiness, it also brings sadness to me. That's when they split apart, and it's like, oh wow, like, I thought we had this great life and this great family, and now we are not together anymore.
Do you remember, like, when your parents split, like, that time frame?
I was 8 years old when my parents split. I was very upset because I wanted my parents to stay together forever. And I'm just like, I wish they could have found a way to work through things. But it really just shaped me into who I am today. It taught me how to be strong and how to deal with different obstacles you may face in a marriage and learn how to survive and learn how to be happy. And that's why I think about the past, but I try to learn from the past and move past that.
The past is always important because you can never forget where you come from.
That's true.
Like, you're providing, families an opportunity to create that safe space like you did when you were here at your home.
Yeah, and speaking of providing, it kind of goes back to, like, how my dad provided for us. Like, he provided a home for me and my mom and my sister and brother. Like, so that's why sometimes you may feel like I'm putting, like, a lot of expectations on you, but that's what I see my dad as, and that's probably why that's something that I want out of my husband.
I mean, as a man should be, he should always be willing to provide, especially, like, without being, like, forced to provide. Like, you should want that for your family and your children, and no one shouldn't have to tell you that this is what you need to do. I understand, that this is supposed to happen, but allow me to make it happen the way I know it can happen without anybody, like, forcing me to do it.
But, like, my dad's mindset, like, he knew what had to be done. Like, nothing had to be told to him or nothing had to be said because he knew what he wanted out of life. I'm just still feeling a little hesitant and a little nervous about introducing Shaquille to my dad. My dad is just having a tough time processing everything with us starting off with marriage and not dating. So I definitely want to know that this is a solid marriage and Shaquille is going to be here for a lifetime before I bring him around my dad. So we'll see how it goes.
When I meet your dad, I'm going to be taking notes. Okay, what do I need to do? Can you lay out the blueprint for me? How does this supposed to go? Help me understand, what you did. Kirsten is definitely holding me to the standard of what her father was for her, but I've never met the guy, so I don't even know how to be like him. For me, it's kind of like I need to have a conversation with her dad if I'm going to understand why you feel the way that you do.
When that day comes, he'll definitely tell you everything you need to know.
Until that time comes,